and record show.
Welcome to the DMV's Vibe Podcast. I'm Miss Pink.
And I feel the swagger.
And today we have special guests with us, photographer Destin Bryant. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
From Bryant Photography. We are going to, I want you to give just a little intro and background about yourself in regards to where you're from, how long you've been doing photography, and what made you want to get into photography.
Okay, so I've been a photographer now for 10 years. I've owned my business for 9 years. I'm from Virginia, Northern Virginia, Spotsylvania, Fredericksburg area to be like precise. That's where I graduated and all that other stuff. And yeah, I got into photography because I was going through a whole lot like during my senior year because I was looking for the next step, go to college or go to do something like a trade or something like that. And my mom owns her own business. My dad was a Marine. None of them went to college, so I decided, let me pave my own way. And my dad introduced me to photography, and I was like, yeah, I like this. So I hit the ground running with that.
Do you remember the first photo you took?
The first photo? No, actually, I want to say pretty much, nah, not at all. But one of the most memorable ones when I first started was I was walking downtown Fredericksburg and I saw this one tree during the spring. And for some reason I think it was a cherry blossom because it had like white leaves and stuff like that. And I was able to take a picture that like bokeh'd it all out and made the background like non-visible, so it almost looked like an AI generated image in 2015, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so that was like my first one that I was actually proud of.
When did you know you wanted it to be more than a hobby?
First time I did it, to be honest. Yeah, I remember because it was like me and my dad, we went out and we were just shooting for a little bit, and then I was just this piece because I don't like creating anything. There's a process that goes to it and all that other stuff, and just working that process and what it does with your brain, it gets everything going. It's just, and then to get that result at the end, that's that gratification. And I just fell in love with it, man. And I just kept on doing it.
What do you think was your biggest influence when you first started?
My father, to be honest, my father was, yeah. Which is cool because that's like what really like brought us together, because I grew up like my mom and my dad split at an early-ish age. I want to say I was like 8-ish, and that was cool. I mean, not it ain't cool, but it was just, we didn't, because of that, growing up, me and my dad wasn't as close as we could have been. But when he gave me that camera, we sort of like,
photography brought y'all closer.
Yes,
it helped bridge the relationship between you and
yes,
dad.
100%. 100%.
What was your, I would say, the first time where you were able to actually turn profit from it? Do you remember that first photo shoot?
That was a long time ago.
Again.
No, I do remember this one. I do remember this one. I think her name's Tara. She was a model looking to start her portfolio. And she found me because I was doing a whole lot of just creative stuff and just posted it. Like I had a whole portfolio from when I was in school that was very, very cool and stuff like that. But after that, everything was cool, but I wasn't making the money that I wanted to make. So Tara hit me up because she saw what I was posting and all that other stuff. And then after that, man, like next person came in, and then the next person after that was one of my close friends, and I photographed her and her family. And then she gifted her grandma a picture of her family, and it brought her grandma to tears. And that's what I was like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing.
How do you approach like a new project or shoot, or if someone comes to you with an idea, how do you help bring it to life?
I ask for them to be as ambitious as possible, And then I and then I try to tell them like, all right, in reality, the way that we need to achieve this is by doing this. And because I want to make people's like their imagination come to life. Like I want them to feel that feeling of gratification and the work that goes into it and stuff like that. And majority of the people that I work with are actually willing to go through that process to get those results. And that's what I really appreciate. I work with very special people. And my clients are just awesome. I love them all.
Do you have like a excuse me, a technique to make people feel more comfortable behind the camera? Because some people can be awkward.
100%. It's funny. I like to photograph people who are awkward because, like me, I'm not the most socially inclined person. Not at all. I'm an introvert. I have to talk for my business. It is what it is. But because of that, I know how it feels to be on the spot. So one thing that I do, I just talk to people and I just say whatever is on my mind. It's crazy. You could say some dumb crap and people are just laughing. They're just happy that you're just making noise and they're filling in that awkward silence. And they're happy that the attention is all on them, but they have something else to focus on. So my thing is I always tell my clients, we're just taking pictures at the end of the day. That's it. That's all we're doing. Just taking pictures. Like because that's what we're doing. Just taking pictures. It's really easy. So
Are we though?
yes,
Now,
yes.
now Phyllis has done photo shoots before, and from your perspective, Phyllis, and the different people that you worked with, what made you feel comfortable on the other side?
I think for me it was just like the people that I worked with. The last photo shoot I did was actually for my 35th birthday.
Mhm.
And it was one of my coworkers. It was out of his house. So it was like I kind of already knew what I was walking into. Um he was actually fun to work with, but it's also because I already had a relationship with him, so it was kind of easier. But I'm still very awkward, but I'm awkward in a sense with like with my hands and stuff. I don't like posed pictures. I love off guard pictures. And I actually worked with one of my former students who
Mm.
does photography. And all of my off guard pictures are literally my favorite photos. Like I love the candid photos, like because I feel like that's when your personality is really showing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So candid photos work for me. Like
That's awesome.
it's the posing thing. My hand, I don't know what to do with my hands. So
Yeah. That's a very
I don't
difficult
like posing,
thing.
but I also don't like being on this side of the camera. As I said before, um, being on this side of the camera is different for me because I'm used to being behind the scenes, not having a spotlight on me. So it is a difference, and um, comfortability is a big thing when you're not just taking pictures, just your environment, period. So, how do you try to manage comfortability if, let's say, someone decides to do a photo shoot out in the open? 'Cause, you can't manage that environment.
Well, I first start with myself. If I'm uncomfortable, I feel like that uncomfortable energy is just going to spread.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would talk to my person or my client and tell them straight up, it's just me and you. That's it. Everybody else around does not exist. They're not even here right now. Sometimes I'll even play music and I'll let them play whatever song they want to play. Sometimes I'll make mistakes, like I'll trip or something like that. I'll start just blurting out like just cuss words or some dumb shit or whatever. I don't like it really depends on the person and what works with the person. So honestly, I just try my best to sort of make them not focus on the surroundings and just focus on the task at hand.
Okay.
And then I also show them the photos to make sure they know they're doing a good job.
hmm What story or message do you try to convey through your photography?
That everybody's genuinely beautiful. Straight up. Everybody's beautiful and everybody needs to be photographed. And it's very important that you are documented in a light that you are happy with. So when you go on to the next life, that presence is still there.
That was a good answer.
That was good. Like I feel like,
That
yeah.
was a really good answer.
Thank you.
How do you stay inspired to overcome like creative blocks? Like if someone just gives you free creativity to create something.
I just go out for a walk. I go out for a walk. People inspire me. I find a lot of inspiration in others. It could be other photographers. It could be other videographers. It could be music. It could be artists. I could see just a light pattern on a wall, and I'm like, I want to experiment with that. It really just depends on life. Inspires me. So whatever my experience is what I like to draw from and what goes on in my head sometimes too, because I'll see things in my head that I can't even describe, but I can photograph it and then be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. It's very therapeutic.
Understood. With our brand, we talk a lot about mental health, and every week we talk about the importance of mental health, things you can do to take care of your own mental
It's
health.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, it is
Ooh,
still
it
Mental Health
is.
Yes.
Awareness
Yeah.
Month. How you show up for others and you show up for yourself. So, in photography, how do you think it has been able to tie in, or whether it helps boost or help you do anything to preserve your mental health?
Well, it's the thing I love to do most. So whenever I do it, I'm happy. But man, that process, I cannot emphasize like enough how gratifying it is. Um, if I'm feeling depressed, sometimes the best thing to do when you're depressed is just to get up and go and do something. Um, if I'm feeling depressed, I've gotten to a point now in my artistry where I can sort of visualize it and then make it come to life. So because of that, I can sit down and I could really think about how I'm feeling. I can write it down and start planning around those emotions. And then I can find a model that fits the description or I feel like can fit that description and paint a scene around it. Do with lighting and just other things. And then seeing that and then knowing, hey, this is exactly how I feel is gratifying. So it's cool that I can exercise those emotions and put it into real life.
And that's a healthy way to be able to release, whether it's a negative emotion or whether it's happiness. I feel like
Hmm.
we talk a lot about how people process their emotions
Mm-hmm.
and different creative ways that you can express yourself.
Healthy ways.
Right, healthy
Healthy
ways.
Hmm.
ways.
That's the biggest thing I think in society now is being able to talk about your emotions in a safe space and in a healthy way.
Hmm. Very important.
How would you describe your photographic style in 2 words?
Ooh, that's a good one. Uh, that's a really good one. Uh, all right. So I go through phases. Right now, my phases are vibrant, real, because I'm trying not to edit less, but I'm trying to capture the authenticity of
Mm,
moments and things of that nature and people and all that other good stuff. So I would say real, clean, modern, and fun because I just like to commemorate moments that is very memorable. So I want people to look at their photo and know exactly how they felt, and I hope that it's pure happiness. So yeah,
Well, that kind of tied into the next question I was going to ask. Like, what kind of photography excites you the most? Is it having someone who's doing a themed photo shoot, or is it just being able to capture um, how you feel?
I would say fine arts, and capturing how I feel and sort of finding a creative way to express that. Uh, Definitely that.
Are there any genres you've explored but didn't connect with?
It's funny. I would say I connected with it, but like I'm not like the most talented. I would say food. I when I was living in Richmond, man, I used to photograph food all the time, but it's not like I was bad at it. I was just wasn't passionate about it. I was there to get paid and eat.
It
And
seems like it's a lot that goes into like photographing food.
Exactly.
and then you want to eat it. So you want to eat it before it get cold. So it's like you gotta take all these photos. Like, I don't like the Instagram people who constantly like post every single meal. It's like you gonna eat? Like, how long did it take you to get that perfect shot of that
that
particular meal before you decided to eat it?
that and how we seen like I think there was like some type of Netflix series where they were showing like how they do commercials when they advertise food and
Mhm.
how a lot of it is not even edible.
It's not.
And how they make it look, of course, is never what we get. But it seems
Them
like they
burgers are
put a lot of
never
effort into
how
it.
they look in your bag.
Never.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%,
Never.
100%. I used to work close with DoorDash, so I used to go to these restaurants, and I would make them put the food to the side. I ain't even gonna lie. And the ones I photographing, I want to eat, but I would take a plate home.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Um. So, what type of camera do you feel like? What has been your favorite camera to use, or the best one that you feel that has taken the best shot for
That's a loaded question.
How many cameras do you have?
you?
Oh,
That's a good
that's
question
a
too.
even good
Right.
question.
How many cameras do you have?
Right now, I have 3 camera bodies. I like my Canon R because it's so easy, and I can't emphasize how um how useful. Because I used to photograph with double mirror sensors, which are heavy camera bodies. Like they're probably like 5 to 10 pounds before you put the lens on. And so I would carry that around on my like strap and all that
Wait
other
a
stuff
minute, hold
constantly.
on.
That's a real.
Cameras are really like that
That
heavy?
that
Yeah, well,
sound
not
very
anymore, not anymore, because now
Oh,
technology has advanced to the point where we have mirrorless cans, or not cancers. Oh my goodness, cameras, mirrorless
the
cameras.
Don Julio, everyone.
right.
Well, we talked about zodiac signs a
Sun
second ago.
sign.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But carry on.
Mhm. Um, so we have mirrorless sensors now. And my first mirrorless sensor I still have, and I got that mainly for video, which is the Lumix Panasonic S5. So good. It's so good. It's so good. But it's so expensive because it doesn't have many aftermarket, or like if you buy a lens from them, it's going to be a Lumix Panasonic lens, in which is going like $1,600 and things of that nature.
Sheesh.
Yeah, right. If I get my Canon R with the mirrorless and all that other stuff, I can get a 50 millimeter lens for like 200. So I use that one a whole lot because it's
Crazy.
very user friendly.
So invest in yourself.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what we got. Invest in
Right,
yourself.
because photography is
It's
expensive.
so
No wonder the
expensive.
pictures be expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cameras is
So, for
expensive.
someone who wanted to get into photography, what do you feel is the best starter camera for?
Any Rebel series, any Canon Rebel series.
iPhone.
Hey, no, for real though,
Not
for real
an
though.
iPhone.
Yeah.
That portrait mode is something special.
It is. It is.
I
Don't
agree.
sleep on it. Don't sleep on
They
it.
had. Well, I had seen some elevated pictures from that I did not know came from my phone.
No surprise.
Some people have shot like full music videos on their iPhone.
Full
I've heard.
commercials, full movies, all sorts of different things. You man, don't sleep on the iPhone.
Don't sleep on the
Don't sleep on
iPhone.
it.
The timer on the camera, baby.
Uh
Hmm.
huh.
That's why so many people were OnlyFans. But what's
Oh,
been your
I'm about to start one with the feet. Okay. $20 for these two.
I don't even know how to come back from that.
I'm just saying.
What's been your most memorable shoot so far, good or bad?
Oh man, I've had so much memorable shoots. Wow.
I can tell you which one I felt was the worst. For me personally,
I want to hear yours.
um, the person was not prepared. It was late. It was not good quality pictures. Like, I just felt like they were. It was very unprofessional.
Mm,
So it made me not want to do a photo shoot again,
mm.
just because it was unprofessional.
Ah,
That's
another piece to
crazy.
the puzzle. Because we need to do a photo shoot.
Oh,
Which we talked about.
we did.
right? We
We
talked
Yes,
did
we
discuss
need to
this.
do a photo shoot because I left me a good camera. So
But we want to be out of the box, like
yeah.
when everybody gets to see the photo shoot, we don't want it to be something that anybody has seen before. We want it to also represent what ourselves individually,
Hmm.
and then the brand as a whole. So we gonna get there for the years over.
I'm waiting on you, girl. Hmm.
For the years over, we're gonna get the pictures done. I don't know why you do that to me.
I'm just, I just because being a plus size model is one of my aspirations. So it's just like I love being in front of the camera.
Well, my stepsister was, well, it still is, but she's no longer my stepsister. But
Wait a
she
minute.
was a plus.
You know what? I'm not even
So
about to go.
my
I'm not going
mom,
down that
so
rabbit
my
hole.
mom is not married to her
Oh,
dad.
to her dad no more.
Yeah, so
Okay,
we're
'cause
not
I didn't
technically
know that
family.
you. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, we're not
Continue.
technically family
Mhm.
anymore, but when we were younger, she was already into modeling. She was a plus size model, so it was like nice to see her being represented in all these different shows.
Yeah.
So it was something as a child. You're like, oh, okay, I could do
Yeah,
that.
real plus size, not
Mhm.
size 12, 14s. Lane Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
16s and 14s and 12s is not shopping at your stores. I've been in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. But back to the question for you. You didn't get out of that. You didn't get out of it. What's been your most memorable shoot? And I'm gonna say, give us the bad one first.
The bad one. Oh.
You can keep them anonymous.
Right, you don't have to say the
All
person.
right. I worked this one travel job, right? And I was photographing church directories. Cool. Nothing wrong
Always the Christian.
with that.
Always the church. Which bishop was it?
They
First
was being
lady.
difficult. They was being difficult.
Which first lady was it?
It was-
Which pastor was it?
See, all right.
He
They
gonna
were
keep the church
actually-
out of there.
Mhm. They were actually cool. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing was, it was a bunch of unexpected things you couldn't even like account for. We pulled up, and it was in Pennsylvania during the winter, so it was 12 degrees outside. No exaggeration.
Oh,
Snow on the ground.
I believe it.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And we were in a dope town in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. Now, we went into this place.
I hope you're
and
not talking about nowhere in Philly.
It wasn't
No,
out.
no, no,
It
no,
wasn't
it was on the
Altoona.
outskirts.
Shout out to the people of Altoona.
Yeah.
A time was had. Anyway.
All right, so I'm gonna ask about that later. So we went into this basement where the pipes was frozen. I say that because people kept on using the bathroom regardless of the pipes being frozen.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it stinks so
I'm about to say,
bad.
it sound like a flood ready to happen.
Mhm. It was, and they decided to feed them on top of that. It was good. It was good. No, the food wasn't that good, but it was.
Oh, dang. Y'all was churchy and y'all couldn't cook. Oh, God.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shots fired right here, but go ahead.
And look, there was 5 people in that church. Out of the 25 people, there was 5 people named John. Don't know why John was such a popular
Well,
name.
praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of weird energy, weird vibes, and all this other stuff. I just didn't feel comfortable, and then I quit afterwards, and then I stopped completely because you just know. Have you ever felt like I'm not supposed to be here right now?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
So I
exactly.
feel at work every day. I'm not
Not
supposed to be here right now. It is.
That's
Fuck
how
that job weather. It's
Mhm.
margarita on the rooftop. At
that's
12
how I'm
o'clock.
going to feel all this week going into this office. F the government, F y'all president.
Mhm.
But I'm happy I have a job.
FTK. It's like, no, I'm lying. Shout out to my babies. They know who they are. But they don't watch me, so they'll never see this.
But F y'all president.
Mhm.
Heavy on that. Still, what has been the most memorable good photo shoot?
Memorable good photo shoot. One time I ran into this one lady, a real cool girl. it was funny. She was like, "Hey, I have this event I'm a part of," and, da, da, da. And I was like, "Okay, cool. Who are the people you're working with?" She's like, "Oh, it's just some of the people from Wild and Out and stuff." And I was like, "What do you mean from me
Oh, that's
Wild and Out?"
dope. And she said it casually too.
Right.
It was
Wilding out.
real
Girl,
casual.
that's Nick Cannon in them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carlos Miller. That's my boo in my head. Love me some Carlos Miller.
Hey yo, if you
Yeah.
ever see Carlos Miller in person for his shows, you just be like, I wish I was a little bit older.
That's a fine specimen there.
That part. We're so sorry to interrupt your story.
No, you good. You good. You good.
The sidetrack.
Squirrel. Anyway, go ahead.
It was fun. I ended up backstage at the Capital One Arena, photographed some famous people, and then got to ride a Bentley to Bliss. So and go backstage and
Now Bliss
Bliss like,
nightclub.
stuff. It
Is
was
A
Bliss still
Bentley?
open?
I don't know, but he said a Bentley to Bliss.
This was-
Those two things don't belong in the same sentence.
it don't make no
BB.
Bentley
That's
to Bliss.
crazy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that sounds like that would probably be a memory.
A time was had.
It was nice. It was nice. It was nice.
Have you ever had a project that changed the way you see photography?
I think every project does that because I learned something from everything. Even yesterday, yesterday I was photographing a wedding, and now I'm better at identifying open shade and the importance of open shade and the importance of having a flash that an off-camera flash that can rival the sun and can stand alone. So every shoot alters my perspective.
What's one thing about being a photographer that you feel people often have a misconception or misunderstand?
That we broke.
Ooh, he said, don't play with him. Don't play with him.
Don't play
He got a
with
little
bank
coin. Little manyan.
Yeah, I don't want that misconception gone.
Oh yeah, because photography is expensive. As someone who's did like 4 or 5 shoots, it is not cheap. And then some photographers have different packages, so you get certain stuff. You only allow a certain amount of edits. Like it definitely costs money. And realizing, because I do have friends who do photography, the time that goes into editing all of those photos, like I understand why it's expensive because it's a lot of time, a lot of touching up that has to be done.
Yeah.
I can't imagine editing photos. I got frustrated editing shows. Like when people used to be like, "When you gonna drop this episode?" Look, nigga, wait.
Because baby, we
For
still
real.
ain't had the one band episode, but the band members keep changing.
They do. It's so hard to
Fume,
finish an episode.
shots fired.
But we love
But
y'all.
I love
though.
y'all though.
We love y'all though.
Love each and every one of you.
Yeah. But I'm happy now that I don't have to. I'm not doing no editing. Yeah, whatever y'all see live, that's what y'all gonna get. I'm not doing no editing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is
that's
what it is.
Yeah, because having a team is. I feel like having a team is crucial, but it also can change how your end product is when you have a team because generally we're on the same page for what our vision is, and then if you bring in another person, sometimes they may not see it the same way you see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it can definitely alter a lot of things.
It's very true.
How do you handle criticism of your work?
I got to eat that like 100% because like I can post a random picture, it'll be a phenomenal picture, and somebody will say something about it 100%. And it happens all the time. And it'll be like random people I don't even know exist. One day I posted on TikTok, it was snowing, and I was like, oh, snow day, let me do a TikTok video for it snow, And then I did something indoors in my studio because it's cold outside. I ain't trying to go out there. So I'm in there, doing the studio stuff and all this other stuff. I did something very cool, and a whole lot of people liked it. But then, there's that one person, wish you would have been outside in the snow. And I was like, I wish you would have bought me a coat.
At this point on social media, the comebacks, you gotta have them like that.
You got to.
Or
gotta
you
have
can just
that
ignore
skin.
them.
Yeah.
I don't ignore people. I'm a fire back.
I don't fire back because why? What is the reason?
Yeah,
Sometimes it's funny.
I think it was only one time I didn't fire back, and you was ready to fire back at
Oh
somebody.
yes,
That one situation, and she was like, "I can't believe you just let
yeah,
it go."
yeah. I'm still ready to fight at that ass. Sorry, y'all, Sadal Julio. I'm still ready to come for him. I am. I am.
They still got Janky Entertainment, so
Loser.
they still got Janky Entertainment.
That man really pissed me off. He really rubbed me the wrong way.
I don't think that he liked people. To be honest, like, or he didn't like himself.
He probably
That's
because he's
usually what
short.
it
He
is.
probably had the Napoleon complex.
Possibly. I don't know.
Squirrel.
Hey, when
The ADHD over here, ADHD and right now.
yeah, it was. He had no growth. It's
Poor guy. He probably sits down when he pees. I am done.
That's wild.
If you're seeing this, I'm saying this with my whole my whole chest. You sit down when you pee.
I'm pretty sure they still be watching.
You probably do, and we still cute. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what's your relationship with social media as a photographer? Like, I know it's as you said, you get criticism, but is that like your biggest plug, or is it word of mouth?
um, in the past, I would say my relationship with social media was extremely impersonable, but I'm trying to change that now because I understand that this is not going nowhere. It's just going to expand from here. I need to take it seriously and start building connections and start utilizing it the way that I need to utilize. So I've been like briefing myself with like Instagram ads and stuff like that, which have been having a success and helping me out and things of that nature. I like to think of it like I'm very business with social media on my business side, but I'm trying to create a digital footprint that I can be proud of that's actually personal. So when people can actually get to know me through social media, I feel like that's what I'm like because I've done that. I mean, I've completely hid myself from that because I don't know them people. I don't care about them people. But now I know that maybe those people might care about
You
you.
need them people to.
Yeah,
Right. That's
Yeah,
the
like you
thing.
need them
Yeah.
people.
You need people, so
yeah.
it's like when you watch celebrities say certain things and then they got to come back and retract their statements or apologize.
Yeah.
So you realize we're living in a very soft generation.
Yeah, because everyone's always offended by every little thing.
Everything.
Yes, and Bernie Mac was alive right now.
Man, Bernie Mac would have been canceled.
They would have tried to cancel him, but I think he was too much of a real nigga that they wasn't gonna be able to do
Yeah,
it.
because y'all keep trying to cancel Christopher Maurice Brown, but it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not
They
gonna
try to
work.
come for Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah, they tried to come for Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle a real nigga too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he from the area, even though he not here no more. He lives in the meadows of Ohio.
Yeah,
That makes sense. You know, Ohio's an interesting place.
It is
They've been on Love During Lockup and Love After Lockup a lot.
a lot.
But how many prisons they got in Ohio? I know this is off
But I
topic,
feel
but
like they've been going to the same jail and finding couples or something. Cause
okay,
them niggas is deep.
Crazy.
They like 27 seasons in. And every season has two couples from Ohio.
And I got into that show because of my mama. God rest her soul. But she's the reason why I am into
I started watching this
ratchet reality TV shows. Now I'll watch that. But I won't watch like any Love and Hip Hop because where I work at is Love and Hip Hop every day. So
yeah, working with kids.
Working with kids, yes. Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop. It is. You know, your daughter's out here fighting over boys that read on first grade reading levels in the 8th grade. Anyway,
crazy.
Hey, we need a buzzle.
Yeah.
So some of y'all with y'all sons work on their reading and not their parents. Nigga fly as hell got on $400.
Man, we got a bunch of designer dummies walking around these schools these days. Designer dummies.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you?
Dior, can't spell it.
That's crazy. It's 4 letters. How do you balance your artistic vision with client expectations?
um, most of my clients really trust me. That's one thing I can say. So, um, I will be very, very straightforward and with them and stuff like that because I like to. My clients are my clients, but I like to establish like a family type of relationship with them because we are going to work with each other, and then we are also going to I mean, you got to step out your box a whole lot. So you have to be as comfortable as possible. So I would say I would have that discussion. And if it's not possible, I'll be honest and say, yo, that's not possible. Maybe next time around or something like that. Because I've had, I remember somebody was like, all right, here's the concept, man. So it's going to be a picture of me, right? And then half of it's going to be me and half of it's going to be a little kid, right? And I'm like, whoa. I don't know a little kid. You know, wait, let's not worry about that right now. All right. So I'm gonna have a devil horn, and the little kid's gonna have an angel halo right here, and then he's gonna have a wing, and and I'm gonna have like a devil wing and all. And I was like, bro,
Sir,
whose kid is going to sign up for this?
Are you well?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? So like sometimes you gotta tell them, yo, tone it down. I see what you're seeing. You want some sort of a duality between light and dark that shows that this side and that side. So let's calm that down and make this realistic because I don't want to give a model release to a parent right now. Straight up.
Could you ever do that vision as like taking one of their pictures of when they
Right,
were
because I'm
young?
sitting here like I'm finding
Yeah,
it.
because you're gonna find a
finding
random
it.
kid, or you're gonna use a picture of yourself.
Maybe with AI, I would entertain that. The only thing is there would be a lot of testing that needs to go in for me to get a result that I would like, and I'm very picky. I'm very picky. I'm not going to post or turn in any crap. I'm just not going to do it. Straight up. Everything's going to be good. It has to be good. That's the baseline.
Do you use AI since now we're in the world of AI, chat, GPT, whatever? Do you use that now more often in photography or like to help generate ideas or
The AI that I would use will be very minimal. The most would be I did a project recently where we were changing the trees and showing the different seasons of the trees and that nature. So I would go to the tree and we photographed it in winter, so there was nothing there on the tree. But I was able to tell the AI, "Yo, make this a spring tree," and they made spring tree, and then they made it a autumn tree, a summer tree, and all that.
that's scary. Like
It is. It is.
It's intriguing and scary all at the same time.
Yeah, but I try my best not to sacrifice the integrity of my vision for that. Like I use it as a tool. I don't let AI use me, Like literally like I view AI as like a person views a hammer, to be completely honest. Yeah.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it saves a whole lot of time because I use it mainly to remove stuff. And before when I had to like constantly like drag it to over here, like, hey man, this lines up a little bit. Okay, let me blur the opacity and make it look realistic. I don't have to do that now.
Whatever he just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Blur the opacity. What is that?
So with that being said, how do you see photography evolving in the next few years? With it being like she said, you have AI and there's so many different things that are advancing technology.
I would say it's going to constantly evolve. I want to think that there's going to be a subcategory dedicated strictly to AI that is going to happen, and that's already happening. There's a lot of AI artists that's happening, but there's probably an AI photographer, but there's not like a set category of AI photographers right now. So I would think that it'll make its own category happen, but it will be labeled as such so everybody knows exactly what they're looking at. Because I know a lot of people just aren't for it, and that's cool. And because of that, we need to preserve what is and what isn't. So as long as we differentiate, and it should be all right.
Okay.
That's a great question, though.
I know. I'm as much as things have changed. I feel like we were in a generation where we got to see different levels of technology, like how we seen how far computers have changed since since we've been born.
Phones.
Right,
Mm,
phones and cars.
yeah.
We were privileged to be and to be able to see those changes and be able to continue to adjust. Where the generations after us,
Child.
they act like we are
I'm
fucking
not gonna get
ancient.
on my soapbox about
Mm.
your children, but I've been called old, ancient, and everything under the sun this year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's what kids you work with. Imagine being called that by your siblings.
Mm.
It's not my fault. My parents waited that long to have them kids.
Well, as an only
Mm.
child, I don't know about that.
You want some siblings? I got some.
I don't. I have enough siblings. Thank you. Shout out to my brothers.
um, what? Well, let me not say what. How do you manage your stress when it comes to being overwhelmed and balancing life against your responsibilities and your business?
I recently learned to take breaks and take naps. Straight up.
Naps are crucial after 30.
Mm.
No,
I need a nap before the function. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I messed up and took a nap on Friday, and I missed the rest of the night. Um, I didn't feel like going out afterwards.
It be like that. Yesterday,
I made it out last night.
I ran one errand and I was like, I don't feel like it. And went back in the house until it was time for me to go to my next event. I was just like, I
You
don't
like
feel like
And
going
she
anywhere
know
else.
I pulled that right on time. Like, yeah, okay, they said it was gonna start at 11:30. It probably was like 10 minutes to spare before that 11.
I had literally just pulled up, like when you pulled up. Literally had just pulled up.
I was like, in my mind, I told her, I said, man, if I had laid on my bed, it would have been a wrap.
that?
Baby, listen. Got to
Them
keep
naps
moving.
is everything.
Them naps, man. Them naps, crucial.
I'll tell you.
What do you do to reset if you need to, tap in with your mental health and do something to reset your mind? What do you do?
I think I'll go out in nature for a day. I
Like
think
camping?
not straight up camping, but like
Like sleeping outside.
I mean, I've done that before. I've gone camping before too, but like more like a walk or something like that. I might go hiking.
Yeah. Y'all, if y'all would have like seen her Facebook,
Now,
I get it though. I don't like
I,
bugs.
I like being by
That's-
water. I go run by the lake.
By
I'll
water?
run the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, but I'm not sleeping out. I draw the line at sleeping outside.
I got you.
I'm not a good camping candidate. I don't like bugs.
You want me to pee in the woods? Like, what we doing?
but-
Camping's fun. That's all.
There are things there.
There are a
Well,
lot
in
of
my
things.
past life, in my drunk life, in my drunk years, I peed in worse places. But I'm gonna just say that camping, I was forced to do it. I don't ever want to do it again. As
I've
a
been to Camp
teenager,
Schmidt. Does that count?
I might be the only person who went to PG County schools and never went to Camp Smith.
I went to Camp Schmidt as a student, and I went to Camp Schmidt as a teacher.
I didn't know that it was down the street until
You know what I'm saying? We really felt like Brandywine was really like Wakanda water, but it really wasn't. Brandywine was literally up the street. We really thought we was out here trucking down the road, and we wasn't.
Well, I changed schools a lot, so that's how I miss going to Camp Smith. Like most schools went in fifth grade. At the school that I was at for fifth grade, they went in the sixth grade, and the fifth graders went to Ferguson Farm in Mount Vernon.
When I went as a fifth grader, I was mad because it's a Monday night and the Redskins and the Cowboys were playing, and I wanted to watch the game, but I had to go to bed. I am a Cowboys fan. The longest emotional relationship, abusive relationship I've been in my entire life.
I'm so sorry. We
Since I
are
was 8.
we are the champions this year. Shout out to the Eagles.
Only because Jalen Hurts is black and he's married to a black woman. Love that for him.
And he got a baby on the way. Hallelujah.
Dang. He
Yes.
said championship. Pew, pew,
Yes,
shoot
and
up the club.
Listen, I'm gonna talk about we are the champions until September comes and
Saquon is trash because he went to the White House.
yeah. So
Okay.
I don't trust a man who has a hoop and a cross hanging out his ear. Jarvis Landry. Don't trust him.
Dang.
He got the hoop. He don't got the cross though. Don't trust no man that got a hoop and a dangling earring. He cannot be trusted.
I'm gonna leave my comments to myself.
Squirrel.
Shout out to the rest of them boys that didn't go to the White House to celebrate our championship. Woo.
Yes, because Chris Long would never. It's a fine little white man. I go to the sunken place for that one. Travis, nope, neither him or
Hey, so for all of our faithful people
or
that have been
Taylor
following us, y'all see she changed her perspective on Travis.
Y'all know I was in love with Travis Kelce, and then he went back, and then I found out that he don't wash his feet, and then Taylor Swift says she only wash her legs when she shower. So I know that bed is full of everything under the sun.
They don't got brown marks in it.
And I feel like Taylor Swift smells like bologna. So
She looked like it
because she don't wash her legs in the shower.
By the way, these are not racist statements.
They're not.
We just gonna get this disclaimer right. I'm white. Nothing I say should be taken seriously.
I'm just saying.
Comments. I'm about to start going off sideways.
I'm just saying. Don't wash your legs in the shower, okay?
How to wash your legs in the shower.
You got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a lot of people who. Hey, what was that couple? It's Ashton Kutcher and what was his wife's name?
Mila Kunis,
when they made that damn comment about them only washing or taking showers every couple of days.
That's diabolical. Because what?
That's the perfect word for that.
Oh, and then I know we like way off topic, y'all, but
don't use washcloth.
Yes, apparently using a washcloth is like a poor thing.
What do you mean, like?
So COVID. During COVID,
exposed a lot of.
They start really talking about their hygiene practices, and they don't.
When she do that, she mean this.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
She mean this hand, not her hand.
8x11s. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
8x11.
Napkins.
Tomatoes.
They don't wash their legs in the shower. Using a washcloth is a poor person's thing. So I mean, my best friend in high school was white, but she definitely used washcloths. And she went to Parkdale. Yes, she did. She was a ginger, so maybe she don't count because now gingers is niggas.
You saw that on TikTok.
yeah. So I'm a nigga too.
I'm just saying. So she did. She did. And I don't know if she washed it. I'm pretty sure she did wash her legs though, because she was my best friend.
I'm gonna lie, I don't remember nobody white at Parkdale, but also in my defense, I wasn't there.
She did graduate in 2005, and then when you didn't graduate with us, right?
I was gone already. They kicked my ass.
Oh, so when we did graduate in 2006, it was like 10 of them, and somehow they all sat together at graduation.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I got out early, but no, they kicked me out after junior year. I was only there for like 4 or 5 months.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that on another show. So a question I have for you, so they can get to know you a little bit better. Is looking back, who had a significant influence on you?
I'm gonna switch it up. I don't say my mom. She's cool. My mom's like her entrepreneur spirit completely was the thing that told me that like I can do this, because I grew up with her and seeing her. My mom worked one job and the rest was just businesses that she said. She had a loan modification business. She had a real estate license. She was a broker, and now she's a commercial lender and also a part-time investor and flipper of houses. Like, she's always working and things of that nature. But because I've watched this woman grow up in this small country town in South Carolina, Ridgeway, South Carolina, come from basically nothing to where she's at now, dude, what? And now I'm just over here like I can do it, because I
Talking
watch her.
talking to your mom, it definitely was like eye opening because when I have no knowledge on commercial investments or anything involving um, business investments like that. And so I really wanted her to come on the show because I feel like one, it'd be nice to have not only a woman but a black woman
Mhm.
who could be on the show to give us just the entrepreneurship conversation, as well as a lot of us are not business savvy when it comes to purchasing commercial property. And I feel like she would be she could shed light on that.
Well, I'm gonna get her on here. Don't worry.
And I know from talking to her, and because my dad recommended her, I just like, if you're anything like my dad, you're not going to want to come on the show. It's like I had to pull my dad hair with by his teeth.
I remember that show.
Yes, and that show, it was a really good show.
It was.
And people was like, "Oh, I can't believe that's your dad." I'm like, "Why?" Because he's brown skin. Like, but it was a really good show. For once, I didn't get emotional about it, but we talked about a lot of things in the father-daughter relationship, and I give him his credit. He's come a long way because them teenage years was rough, but he has evolved a lot. Um, and I think sometimes when you're the first child of a parent, you go through a lot of struggles with your parent,
Mm.
and the communication was one of those things that we had to work on and build upon. Um, what are you most proud of accomplishing in the past year?
In the past year, I want to say it on camera. Um, I reached a goal financially that I put out, and doing that was pretty spectacular. Um, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go
He already told y'all.
He said he made that money.
with.
He already told y'all change that misconception about his bank account. What song puts you in a good mood no matter what?
Ooh, there's so many. Ooh, Afro Blue by Erica Badu. Any good Erica Badu song, to be honest. Who else? Who else? Who else? I love Pharrell. I've been obsessed with Friend right now. Friend by Pharrell.
For real,
I
got
can
some.
play 5 seconds of that song. You're gonna know what song it is.
Sorry to that man. I don't know that song.
Wait a
I don't know
minute.
that
Wait,
song.
I got you.
Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Because if it come on the radio, I definitely
Right now, it's show off your body for me.
No, they had a song last night that was um I just heard the Mutt song.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh,
All right, wait. Come on, wait, come on. Do we have Wi-Fi here?
Oh yeah, this is not the building.
Oh yeah, this service a little janky round here.
It's not the building for this.
We ain't got no Wi-Fi code.
He just got yeah. um, what was your most memorable birthday?
Ooh, my third birthday, or third or fourth
I was about to
birthday.
say, you remember that?
Yeah,
I remember my fourth birthday. That's the first birthday I remember.
I don't remember nothing.
I had a surprise birthday. I woke up. I took a nap, woke up, and there was just people in my house and the moon bouncing out back. And I was like, yeah, this is like that.
Emphasis on the nap. Naps are important.
At every age.
I'm trying to
So
tell
some of
you,
y'all kids will act better if you let them take a nap.
baby. We need to bring back nap time. We do.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Implement it in school.
Especially in middle school.
Especially in middle school.
Yeah.
I've had
100%.
enough. I'm tired. The school year should have ended yesterday.
Oh yeah, especially in middle school because that's when them kids don't get recess no more. They need.
Oh no, our kids. So in the district that I work in, they actually have recess, and even in the high school, it's not recess, but it's like their lunch period is extended, and it's clubs, lunch, and like a
They didn't have that
chill.
shit for us in high school.
Yeah.
I probably would have stayed at school.
Listen, at Charles Carroll, we went the lunch, and then we went back to class. But yes, these kids have recess. They be outside, all that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And when I say that, don't get it misconstrued. Like, just because I didn't go to school or every single day and stay all day, I'm highly intelligent. I know how to read. Don't play with my intelligence.
That's the one.
Don't play with my intelligence.
She knows how to read.
Yeah, I didn't fail because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I failed because I didn't want to come and see them teachers.
You
What do you do for fun?
do anything. Anything. I'm one of those people. I get invited to do a whole lot.
Wait, I need you to be like pinpoint something.
No, you sound like you might be an adventurer. Like you just open to like explore.
You know what I'm saying? Because anything could be a line of coke. So
no. Not that.
You know, everybody's definition of fun is different. Okay, I'm just saying.
All right, I like going.
Yeah, we went on the trip and then he just.
Just saying.
No.
Nah.
No.
I like dancing. I like going to different like shows and things of that nature. I love live music. I love anything dealing with art. Paint sips are very fun. I want to try pottery. I think I would like that because I like doing things with my hands and stuff like that. So very artsy and outdoor stuff, and yeah, and music.
Okay, that covers a lot. So I understand why you say everything. Yeah. For the context of this show, you do have to elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate. Because
people be like everything. They be like, "Oh, I'm gonna book him to do." They're gonna book you for some wild.
They gonna book me so loud.
Yeah, they gonna be like, "Yeah, I want you to come and photograph this." You be like,
I don't think that's it. I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I want to inspire people to chase their dreams. To be completely honest, that's it. Like I want people to be bold enough to. I want to do this and go for it fully and fully dedicate themselves to it and stick to it because anything is achievable as long as you're persistent and you just stay on the right path and don't let the outside noise get in on the inside.
That was good.
That's good.
Thank you.
Preach, preacher.
So we always close out our show with words of wisdom, and so I want you to if you could, give your website and how the people can reach you. Okay. Then any words of wisdom, whether it's something that you wish you could tell your younger self or people aspiring to be a photographer.
So my website is Bryant's BRYANTS photography PHOTOGRAPHY.com.
That boy can spell.
Something like that. You go on there, go into the contact me page, fill out the submission form about anything. I'll get a direct email, and from there I will reach out to schedules like a phone call or something like that. Whatever form of contact is most comfortable for you. My words of wisdom, don't give up. Straight up, just do not give up. I've thought about giving up so many times. Like I want to tell you, I want to probably give up like last week or something like that. I don't know, but I think about it all the time, and every time I'm about to, and I just say I'm not doing that. Almost the day or the day after that, next day or the day after that, something happens where it completely changes the complete trajectory of my career. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just persistence, man. Persistence.
Is it me?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess I subject myself to go. You know what? No, I'm gonna go before you.
Okay.
Because I feel like you might be prepared, and I'm not. This week,
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. This week I'm just gonna say, as we're still in mental health awareness month, to be mindful of your words. Please, the power is in the tongue. So whether you're speaking life into someone else, remember that your words do matter, be mindful of how you use them, how you're speaking to people, your environment, and speaking life over yourself. That's highly important. And we had a show where we talked about love languages. And I think a lot of time when it comes to having, whether it's male friendships, siblings, um, or in a romantic relationship, that words of affirmation actually do mean a lot to men, and
Mm.
Yeah.
creating that safe space. So be mindful of your words, knowing Mental Health Awareness Month and at all times.
Yes. Oh, is it me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm just gonna piggyback off of the message from the sermon today that Reverend Tony Lee preached. Shout out to COH. Basically you still have time. I think we get to a point where we feel like we reach a certain age and we're behind, or we don't have enough time to finish the things that we want to finish. And everything is not always our timing, it's God's timing. Or whoever you believe in. So I just want to encourage people, don't give up on your dreams. There's still time. 38, 39, 40 is not old. 50 is not old. 60 is not that old. And I draw inspiration from, so his sermon was actually talking about his mom, who shout out to Reverend Doctor, because she spoke life over me last weekend. Love her. Um, and she didn't get her bachelor's until she was almost 50. She got her PhD at 70. She crossed AKA at 75. So,
She's a beautiful person.
and I love her.
She's a
She's
beautiful
such
person.
an amazing soul from the inside out. So I say that you still have time. To those ladies that eventually want to be moms, you still have time. Like, women are having babies in their 40s. My nickname joke is Fertile Swag because my mom had me at 39 turning 38 turning 39. My grandma gave birth at 45, 44 turning 45. So you still have time. So don't give up on those dreams. That business that you want to start, that degree that you want to finish, that degree that you want to start, that GED that you need to get, like, you still have time. As long as you wake up every day with breath in your body, you still have time. And always remember to live fearless.
We do want to go ahead and prepare y'all that there's only like 4 episodes left in this season that we're going to be live. Um, then we're going to take a break. We're going to have a summer break, but you will still be able to reach out to us on social media during that time that we take our break. And we're going to have a community event before the summer is over. So we're definitely going to be plugging all that information. And still, we are looking for Black owned businesses. We want to promote you, we want to support you. So please, if you're a Black owned business or you know someone who has a Black owned business, please make sure that you send it to our podcast page or the YouTube page. Reach out to one of us.
Either one of us, yes.
Um, so that we can support your brand, because that is essentially what we're here for. The DMV's Vibe Podcast is here to promote and show and support Black owned businesses, entrepreneurs, musicians, wherever your talent is. We are here to support you and elevate you on our platform. We thank y'all for tuning in. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all. And we will see y'all soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are we done?
Mm-mm.